Welcome back to our brand new team building mini series. Hopefully, everyone is having an amazing weekend or weekday, depending on when you're watching. So, without further ado, let's get right into episode 2. So, the first thing I did was talk to the old man in the building right above the Pokemon Center at the Battle Frontier. He gives hints on your Pokemon's IVs. I had to talk to him a couple of times because if your Pokemon has perfect or near perfect IVs in more than one stat, you will have to interact with him a couple of times since he only tells you hints one stat at a time. And turns out my Charizard only has near perfect or perfect IVs in speed stat. Since my Charizard is almost level 50, I'm able to calculate its IVs pretty accurately using an online IV calculator. I'll put up on screen right now Charizard's IVs. They're not half bad, definitely way better than my Venusaur from last week's video. Do be sure to check that out. I'll have it linked in the description. But right after I do that, I go straight into resetting Charizard's EVs with stat lowering berries. You can find these berries through regular gameplay and farm them. If you have a dry battery or your internal clock doesn't work, you'll have to clone them using the Emerald Battle Tower cloning glitch like I did. There are some Charizard builds that you guys recommended in the comments, like a mixed attacking or a sword stance set Charizard. I did end up play testing those builds on Pokemon Showdown to get a feel for them. I do know that battling on Showdown and battling the Frontier AI are two very different things, but it's still a great way to learn your team and fine-tune it before you actually start team building. Assuming you're using original hardware like I am, but you'd have to test it beforehand because the training and the builds, so much work goes into it. I will say that the recommended sword stance set didn't really perform well during my play testing. The setup was too slow for what it was trying to do. It left me open to too often on switch-ins where I could get checked by a bad counter. So early on, I did decide to try a different build. The mixed attacking set was much more useful, although it did have its problems. Either I wasn't hitting hard enough or it was too slow because I didn't go out on speed all the way. And that brings me to the builds that I did decide on. I decided on making a physical attacking Charizard and a special attacking Charizard. I'll put both builds up on the screen right now. Since my Charizard has perfect IVs and speed, I can max out his speed stat completely and not have to worry about most things in the Frontier. One of you did mention in last week's video that my planned trio for Venusaur, Charizard, and Swampert has several counters that could probably end my run in the battle tower, and I'm hoping that with a fast special and fast physical Charizard, those dangers are somewhat minimized. The first thing I did when building both Charizard was to EV train in speed at Altering Cave, where only Zubat spawn. I made sure to use 10 Carbos before starting the EV grind so I can get 100 points out the way easily. With the Macho Brace, you only have to knock out 76 Zubat to get max speed EVs. There are more optimal places to earn speed EVs, but just like in my Venusaur video, I don't want to go past level 50 because I want to make my shinies into Ribbon Masters. And to do that, there's a ribbon I can only earn if my Pokemon are below level 50. So I have to be careful and earn as little EXP as possible while I'm EV training my shiny Pokemon. But after I'm done maxing out speed EVs, I fly back to the Frontier to clone my Charizard. This way I don't have to train for speed EVs twice and can save on time. After I clone my Charizard, I do end up trading it back to my main game where I hunted it so I can change one of their nicknames. It'll be easier to differentiate them that way, and I get to use 2 cool nicknames on my Charizard. A little fun fact, Rain was the nickname recommended by one of you guys all the way back before I started shiny hunting Charmander. It was when I first started my channel. The nickname was originally supposed to be Rainer, but I couldn't fit all the letters in the limited amount of space that the Japanese games allow, so I had to shorten it. And another fun fact, that nickname recommendation was also the very first comment I ever got on my channel, so it's also very meaningful in that way to me too. So shout out to Friday's Riddle if you're still watching. Thanks for the nickname. So after I'm done trading Nitro back, I immediately start training him to max out his attack EVs. So I go to the first route in the game where I only have to knock out 76 Poochyena after consuming 10 protein. And I do the same with Rain the Charizard, but for special attack using 10 calcium. For special attack, I do fly to Fall Arbor Town and head east into the Volcanic Ash route. There, you can only encounter Spinda, Slugma, Skarmory, and in, I think, Ruby and Sapphire, also Sandshrew, but in Emerald, it's just Slugma, Spinda, and Skarmory. But Spinda and Slugma, they both give 1 special attack EV each, meaning you only have to knock out 76 of either or a mixture of Spinda and Slugma to max out your special attack EVs after consuming 10 calcium. Once I'm done with that, I make sure to teach both of my Charizard the movesets I chose for them using cloned TMs and also cloned PP Max so I can max out their power points. Side note, Seismic Toss and Rock Slide are move tutor moves that you can teach your Pokemon in exchange for BP at the Battle Frontier. The move tutor I used is in a small building to the left of the Battle Dome. Seismic Toss is worth 24 BP and Rock Slide is worth 48 BP. For Rain, I decided to use Seismic Toss so I could hit stuff like Blissey or anything that tanks my special attacks. Protect is really there for a placeholder. Any recommendations you guys might have on a 4th move would be pretty useful. But Protect can also help stall out opponents that might have been Leech Seeded and Toxic comboed by my Venusaur. Flamethrower is stab and Dragon Claw is coverage for any dragon, and I gave Rain the Scope Lens to help with the damage output. For Nitro, I did decide to go all physical with a Choice Band. The goal with Nitro is to hit fast and hard. Aerial Ace's stab and definitely will come in handy since Bright Powder opponents and evasive strats are common in the Frontier. Earthquake and Rock Slide are essential coverage moves. They can also hit every pseudo legendary Pokemon hard, and Overheat is just there as a way to deal with steel types like Fortress, Scizor, or Skarmory. It hits them 4 to 2 times effectiveness, and that's not including stab. And the Choice Band does lock me into 1 move, but when going up against a team of 3, it's really not that big of a detriment when I could just switch it to something that covers Charizard well. But yeah, those are my 2 builds for episode 2. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Are there any changes you would make to my builds? Also, in my next video, it will be uploaded next week, and I still am shiny hunting Bagon. I started that this past Monday and I'm at about 2,000 encounters right now. Still nothing. But besides that, I don't have anything else to update you guys on. So please like and subscribe. Stay tuned. And I hope you all have enjoyed today's video. And thank you for watching.